Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to this 7th or 8th or 10th edition of the KittyFoxCast. I can't remember because I'm stupid, but I'm not counting. I don't know how to count. That's the point that I'm trying to make with this episode is I don't know how to count, and I tell my people at work all the time. So, especially evident as per the last week that I had at work. But we're not here to talk about that just yet. I am joined by a very special guest. This is Azur Collie, or if you want to call her Collie Dog, or Tay Joy. You have a lot of names. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, hello. How's it going? Glad to be here. My name is Azur. The name is actually French, and it's yeah. I have a lot of names, but they're mainly screen names, so you're kind of doxing me right now.
I could dox you if I wanted to, but I won't.
No, please don't.
No, I'm not SS Sniper Wolf. Wait, that's too soon. Anyway, so, well, thank you for joining me today.
Glad to be here.
Yes, I'm glad you're here too. You have been kind of involved with this whole process for quite a bit now. It's been, I don't know, like 8 months or something like that. It's been quite a while.
It's been that long already?
It feels like
Wow.
it, if not.
Wow.
Yeah. She's been a huge help in making sure that things are going well on the YouTube and Discord and social media side of things. And you've helped me with various projects, and I've helped you with various projects.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
yeah, I'm happy to have you as part of this whole crazy thing that we're doing here. So thank you.
Thank you. It's been a crazy ride because can I tell about how we actually met?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
It was one of the doctor videos that I was watching with a friend, and it was like, whoa, this is really cool. I didn't think too much about ASMR, but I was kind of drawn, and so I said, okay, let's just see. Oh, the Discord chat is here, so I joined the channel and everything, and the server, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and then we started talking and everything, and it's like, oh, he's a cool guy. I like this guy, and I never thought I would be taking part in all of this. From starting like giving a few ideas, editing videos, moderating, the Megaplex cover
Yes. Yes, the
that we did in
thumbnail.
Photoshop. Yeah, the thumbnail. Yeah, it's been one hell of a ride. I'm having lots of fun.
I'm glad. And yeah, your skills definitely speak for themselves. You're especially good at keeping I would say managing individuals because well you've been a mod in my Discord for a little while, and
Hmm.
we yeah, especially when things get a little crazy, you're definitely there to keep things under wraps, so I appreciate that.
That's kind of
um
how I got my nickname in the server. Like that's the whole little good girl princess was actually someone trying to demote me,
oh
and it
yeah.
was like, oh well, I actually like this. I might as well keep it.
Yeah, so that's a story in itself. We had a griefer come in to the server who
Yeah.
just was there to cause trouble, basically. And the problem with you and I had this conversation. The problem with like an open-ended server is anybody can join. Like it's a blessing and a curse. So when someone finds that link anywhere, then they can just join. That's partially why we have an authenticator now, but also, yeah, anybody can just join. And I, for one, don't want to turn people away, but at the same time, you get those people that are just willing to do anything to upset.
Yeah, but still, I believe that the spirit of the server is still there. We like. I'm talking in plural. Like I'm part of it already. I love what I do. Um, we try to keep it as a safe haven for everyone. I mean, if you had a bad day or you want to talk about something, you want to share about your life or something, it's the real place to do it. And we're just there, so it's always good. But this kind of people who go in and try and bring people down, like what you're saying is not real or anything. It's just not something that helps, and it's not something that I personally like. Um, I I think of myself as an open person. That I like talking to people. I like hearing about them. I like sharing with them, and so anything you want to come tell me or anyone, it's perfectly fine. I love hearing about people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there are a lot of people who have kind of come into this with the need for some community, and um, the majority, well, not majority, but a lot of people in sort of the line of work that happens on YouTube and on Discord and other social medias. I've noticed that there's a lot of people who are looking for the same thing, and that's just companionship. So I'm proud to say that that's been seen in the server and other places.
Yeah.
Like I see it in YouTube comments all the time. I see it on the server. I see it on Twitter and other places. Well, I guess we call it X now. I don't
X,
know.
right?
Ekis. Um, I'm just gonna call it
X.
Egg. I'm gonna call Twitter Egg. Egg because that if you remember from way back in the day, the egg was like the standard profile picture.
Yeah.
Let's just call it Egg.
Okay.
So I don't post on Egg as much as I used to.
I'm just more of a lurker
Yeah.
everywhere. Uh, the last thing that I did with social media was just stories on Instagram, but that's about it. I don't know. I just I I've lost the taste of putting myself out there, like sharing everything and all that. I don't know. It's weird because I used to love it, and now I don't know. It's like I don't have anything really good to say or anything, so I just like to share with my friends.
Hmm.
Is it weird?
I don't think it's weird. I think it's good to keep close quarters with people, but you don't have to put yourself out there publicly. You know, um, pointing to myself. Uh, so,
I mean, I
but
still
yeah.
do first pictures, that kind of things, and I I would like sorry, I would actually like to go back to fursuiting and that kind of things, but I really don't have much time. Um, but it's the kind of thing that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. And you're very good at it too.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah. Every time I see her at a convention or like anything on social media or just hanging out with people, it's always adorable. You really have a knack for performing, fursuiting, and performing in general.
I like it. I really like it. And the best experience that I had for shooting was we were decided on a weekend to go to a park, and I was with some friends. We were waiting to cross an avenue, and I see on the other side of the avenue that there's a group of kids, and one of them was disabled, was in a wheelchair,
Aw.
and he got so excited when he saw us, and we crossed the avenue, and he was already, his arms were waving in the air and everything, and we just went to him and hugged him and took pictures, and that was so amazing.
Aw.
He was so happy. He's The other kids were so happy as well. Parents were happy as well, and that open kind of thing, because they some people try to give us money when we were
Mm-hmm.
out for shooting. Like I don't know, we took a picture and I said, "Oh, here's some money." I'm not charging for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I want to do. I don't do it for this. Even though there are people down here who go out on weekends to charge for pictures and all that, we don't. And it's just for the joy of it, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, it's the magic of fursuiting for sure. It's That's the great thing about it is it's totally free and it's easy. And well, maybe easy is the wrong word, but like it's worth it, you know.
Yeah, but imagine it for kids. This huge, uh, plushy collared dog comes to you with huge paws and everything. It's a real life teddy bear, to put it in a way.
It is. They see their stuffies come to life and that's the kid's dream, because eventually that kid's going to learn that like real life stuffies aren't real. Well, we beg to differ.
We choose
We
to
we changed that.
we choose to believe. Yeah.
Yeah. You talked about your favorite moment fursuiting. I have one of my highlights as well. I was at Harry Potter Festival in my city that I live in, and that was on a Saturday last month. And you can see all sorts of people. Like everybody dresses up, and there's like vendor tents with like spells and potions and wands and stuff, and it's a big deal. So they block off the streets. There was a group of people there, and I don't know what company they were a part of, but they were. I should know this because I used to work in the system, but they were a group of people with developmental disabilities that were walking around. Um, they had a few individuals, I think 5 clients who were walking, and they had 2 chaperones. And there was this one guy who he was nonverbal. I had to believe he was probably in his 40s or 30s, and he just came up to me, like he kind of waddled up to me with his arms out, and he like hugged me, and he was like petting
Oh.
me, and he was just making just cheerful noises, and he was just like, oh my gosh, like if he could speak I'm sure he would say stuff like that. But yeah, he just was so excited, and so we got some pictures with them, and he just kept wanting to like pet me like I was a dog. So he was just petting me, and then the one of the chaperones was like, "All right, that's enough. Let's leave the doggy alone." And I didn't want to correct him because Kitty Fox dog, but yeah, and so that was a beautiful moment. And every time they kind of walked by, he would like wave at me and stuff, and I was just like, "Oh, oh
Have
my
you?
heart."
Is it usual for people to not get you're a fox?
It it's 50-50, if not 60-40. I've noticed one thing in particular. So my fursuit has velcro in the mouth for to attach different tongues. I have 3 different tongues that I use,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed that one tongue in particular looks too canine compared to the rest. So when I wear that tongue, I get the canine comments more, but
Mm-hmm.
when I don't wear it, then people ask me what I am. So I think it's the tongue that's like, causing people to get confused.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I might have to switch to the one that kind of sits in my mouth rather than the one that sticks out. But the one that sticks out is so cute. I love it.
Well, in my
So,
case, I've been called. Worst one was bear. It
really,
was like how, but never mind. And then I've been called a cat a lot.
a cat.
Like, yeah,
Interesting.
come take a to moms to kids. Sometimes like, let's go take a pic with a kitty. And it's okay. I guess you could. No, no, no.
I think it's just maybe it's the ears, but the ears are folded over, so it doesn't really make sense.
But they're floppy ears. When I move my head, they move around.
Yeah, you look like I guess you could pass as maybe like the first thing I thought was like a Mew, like from Pokemon. So maybe
Uh,
that.
Perhaps, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I've seen some interesting comments too. I've been called a red panda before, which I don't see at all because I don't have a ringtail. I've been called a dog many times. I've been called. What was the weirdest one that I was ever called? It was like, oh, someone thought I was a skunk.
How?
So the I have, for those of you who don't know, I have black and white markings on the back of my head. It's a design that I came up with as like a birthmark for my persona, so that's always kind of been a staple. And someone saw that from behind and they thought I was a skunk. So
Okay, it's a big stretch, but okay, yeah, valid.
I like skunks. I think they're cute.
Yeah.
The only difference with between skunks and cats and cat foxes is like skunks have like really small ears, kind of like cookie ears, but yeah, my ears are like pointy, like foxy. So maybe they thought I was like a skunk fox or something, or I think you call those a funk, which makes sense.
Okay.
I've only seen, I think, one other fox skunk persona, but yeah. So Funks.
I've never seen one.
I'll just call you Funkos. Yeah. So fursuiting, especially around this time, is probably my favorite because it's well. I know it's different in your climate, but up here it's getting colder. So this is like the best time to full suit outside or to full suit in public because it is breezy, it's nice, and you're just like the perfect temperature the whole time.
We're getting to the part of the year where the temperatures are kind of the same. So yeah, down here this is the best. But it's not the worst that I've done. I've been out shooting in 100 degrees in
Mm-hmm.
direct sunlight, and somehow I didn't get a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was fun. And no, I've also done it at the beach.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it was. We went with some friends. They didn't have their suits yet, but they're crazy about it. So we went out with they had an SUV, so we went out to the at the beach to the dunes and everything, and I was able to take some pictures up in the dunes. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have them published because it's kind of pre-transition, so yeah. Well, you get it.
Understood. Yeah, that's one thing I've yet to do is fursuit at a beach. I haven't really had the opportunity to exactly, but yeah, I'd like to take some beach pictures sometime.
I should do that again. And when you visit, we can definitely do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There, the only thing is, I hate to be the one to bring this up, but you remember that sort of you remember that news story that like someone got assaulted at a fur meet on a beach?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
can't. First of all, I can't believe that that died so quick. Like we haven't heard about it since. We haven't heard
True.
it
Yeah.
about any trials or anything. So I don't know what became of it, but yeah, it was like boom, hit the fandom and everybody was talking about it and then like 2 days later it was like dead.
I kind of assume that they settle privately.
Probably for the best too.
Yeah. But I don't think. I mean, I from what I've heard, it was there was a prior problem between the parts, so I don't see it likely that's going to happen again.
Yeah, history was in the works there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those two individuals that ended up brawling kind of knew each other or they were at least acquainted with each other. So, it's not like it was just some random attack.
Yeah.
That's what was frustrating to a lot of furries was like a lot of the video was cut off and there wasn't like according to sources like the whole video was recorded for many minutes but they only showed the part of the assault and the person recording I guess like cut the video to only show the assault when they didn't show the lead up and like the gaslighting and just the instigation that was happening.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's what made it to the press.
Yes,
Yeah, that
as it usually
sucks.
does.
Yeah. Well,
um
let's just hope that everything goes well with everyone. I'm not a person that likes conflict. I tend to avoid it a lot, and I really like when people get along and everything. If you have your problems and you can just, I think that 99% of problems can just be solved with you sitting down with the person you have a problem with and just chatting it out.
mhm.
Just go grab a cup of coffee or something and just figure it out. There's
Yeah,
no need for you to escalate things.
not at all. You know, and as long as they're willing to talk, because you get that too. Like you
Yeah,
might get the cold shoulder, whatever. You know, just at that point you just leave it until they're ready.
yeah, but you leave the door open for in case it's needed.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of leaving the door open, um, this is going to be a complete transition from what we were just talking about.
Okay.
Um, so last night, uh, I had a bit of an incident.
Oh.
It was, it was around the time that the live stream was happening. I don't know. Were you there when the whole thing happened with the magnet?
Yes. When he
Okay.
freaked, when he totally freaked out.
Yeah. So I I started thinking about it after that happened. So to those of you who don't know, I did a live stream last night where I was playing a semi spooky game. It was the back room, so yeah, not scary.
And
But
he was totally freaked out by the sounds of the game and everything, and you could hear it in his voice how he was scared.
yeah. And that mixed with the fact that a flipping magnet fell off of my refrigerator during that very same time of the game just shows fate hates me.
He was like,
And
"Wait, guys, did that come from the game? What's going on? This where did it come from? No, wait, hang on, guys, I'll be right back."
yeah, but that all to say, for one thing, I started thinking about it. Like when I first heard it, I was like, "Is someone knocking like my little door knocker on the door?" Because that's exactly what it sounded like. And then I was like, "Wait a second." And then while I was searching for the source of the noise, I looked up and I saw that my patio blinds were open. So I was like, "Hold on a second." Anybody at any point in the night could come up and like tap on the window, right?
Yeah.
So I live on the ground floor, mind you, and anybody at any point could tap on the window. And so I promptly closed the blinds and continued playing because I don't want to deal with that. But that brings up a kind of a spooky point. Since it is spooky season, by the way, so happy early Halloween
Yes.
to all of you
Yeah.
and to you, Azur.
Happy Halloween. Happy early Halloween. Sorry, we still have a bit to go.
Yes, I'm excited. We got 10 days left,
Yep.
and 10 days to be spooky, and then Christmas.
You have Thanksgiving in between.
Christmas.
Okay, fine, Christmas.
Start playing Christmas music like November 1st, and it irks me.
What are
And
you, what are you gonna get me?
I've already done that. And
Not again.
yeah, this we're doing this again. So
Why?
because I like to torture you. Anyway, so the spooky thing that happened not too long ago, I have, as I mentioned, a patio door, and outside is a little seating area. So there's like a concrete kind of a seating area, and I put some tables and chairs out there for visits and such. I also have an ashtray out there because I enjoy the occasional cigar.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a couple of friends who smoke cigarettes. So whenever they visit, they can step outside, have a smoke, whatever, and they can just use the ashtray. Well, at one point, we had a gathering, and like multiple people had used the ashtray. So we had I had a pack of cigars that I wanted to smoke. So we all were sitting around just like enjoying those, and then my one friend was smoking Camels, which he does, and he used that ashtray a lot. So I noticed over the next number of weeks, I would look outside, like I'd open the blinds to get some sunlight in, and then I'd look at the ashtray because I can see where it is from the door, and slowly, little by little, the butts of the cigarettes and the cigars were slowly disappearing. I was like, "That's interesting. Birds."
I'm, I'm
Uh,
I'm not gonna question why you didn't clean it in the first place, because I'm a neat freak.
yeah,
And
but this is like,
second,
go ahead.
you're giving squirrels cancer.
Well, mind you, this was like the next day onward. Like the next day and then the next day after that, and I slowly noticed that they were going away. So I did eventually clean it, you'll be happy to know, but it was just
Yes.
interesting to see that like two or three had disappeared.
Is Archie starting to smoke?
If he is, then he's evicted. I can't have that here. Because in turn, he will get me evicted. So it's just an observation, but yeah, I just have a feeling that someone just kind of moseyed on up the lawn and just decided to grab a roach, you know?
You know what? Something would have been worse
What's that?
If instead of having less, you started having more.
So people were just accumulating.
Someone was going and smoking in your patio enough and staying long enough to put it out in your ashtray.
So they just made
That
themselves comfortable.
that's even creepier.
You know what? You're right. I haven't had any like weed roaches, thankfully. I don't know if you're familiar with the term roach, but
Hmm.
okay. So yeah, let's just say that there were some individuals that lived in my apartment complex that they enjoyed the occasional green, and it punched you in the face every time you got home from work.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason why they got evicted, because they actually got um, they got a cease and desist on their door, and then they got a court summons on their door. And I was like, oh, these people are screwed. So they were gone in less than 2 days. Like, I didn't even see a U-Haul. They were just gone. Like, I'm pretty sure they left a bunch of stuff behind.
Something of the sort happened here in my apartment complex as well,
Hmm.
but they were actually cooking.
Oh? Like, cooking product.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Like they were on the top floor and you could smell it from the ground floor.
Uh-huh.
And at one point it was like super noticeable. Everyone would go in and was like, okay, something's going on here. And it was the same thing. They just vanished like in 2, 3 days. It was completely gone.
Huh. So if you don't mind my asking for legal reasons, what did it smell like?
Strong chemicals.
Like
Like
cleaners?
um more of like as if someone was like this acidic lingering smell in the hallways,
Ugh.
like something like more denser than air. It was
So like
kind of like
ammonia?
ammonia is a base.
Okay.
No, it's more like chlorine, but without the aching in your eyes.
Oh, so like chlorine without the bite.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, it was pretty bad. But luckily nothing happened.
So no explosions.
No, no, no,
No.
nothing, nothing, nothing.
That's
And
good.
I've been at the apartment where it allegedly happened, and there was no aftermath. Everything was good.
Ah.
So I really don't know what they were doing, and I really don't want to ask.
Mm.
I don't want to find out, but
Hmm.
there definitely was something going on.
Yeah. My so a bit of family history. I'm not gonna say whose side of the family it was on, but let's just say there were some people on one of my sides of the family that was into that. But they were like distant. They were like second and third cousins, and I don't think I never met them. My mom, I think, only met him once, and my dad only met him once, and it became, well, they unfortunately had that problem, like the explosion problem.
Oh,
Nobody was inside when it happened, but yeah, I remember. I think one of my parents showed me the news article when it happened. This was like back in the 70s, so yeah, not only was it a long time ago, but let's just say that the product wasn't fully perfected back then. Yeah, it would be kind of cool if I was like second cousins to Heisenberg. You know?
really? Do you think it would be cool?
Yeah, it would. Just like Uncle
But
Walt or whatever.
but wait, knowing what he did, or just knowing that he's this amazingly rich guy?
Well, knowing just like his status, or like his, like me being a big Breaking Bad nerd, I just be like, holy crap, Walter White's my second cousin.
Oh well, yeah, but
So,
without the bad consequences and the subpoenas.
oh, absolutely. Or without the triple action machine gun that was in the trunk. It's just like, hey, did you hear your cousin Walt died? Oh no. Well, actually, I would probably say something like, "Well, it's about time." But tangents.
The only surprising thing is it didn't happen before. Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of media and being a nerd about things, we have about 5 days until the Five Nights at Freddy's movie comes out,
Yes, true. Yeah. Looking
and
forward to it.
me too. So my one friend, Sharuda Wolfsian, has reserved like the entire second row of one of our local theaters to go see it.
That's
And
great.
I don't know how that happened. They just bought like 17 tickets or something like that. And then divvied it up among all of us, and they were like, okay, so it's like $13 per person. Like, hey, that's not bad at all. So I claimed a ticket, and then my one friend claimed the last one, and it ended up being like 12 or 13.
Okay.
So we have the entire row packed out, and we're gonna cosplay, and it's gonna be great. And I know it's gonna be like super busy when we get there. So we can't fursuit, unfortunately. I would love to, but we can't. That's unfortunately something that theaters here frown upon for whatever reason.
They do that here as well. I think it has to do with your head being covered.
Yeah.
It's same as with malls and that kind of things here. Yeah.
Yep.
There,
They sense
there,
danger, I guess.
there was only one mall in which we were able to go in fursuit,
Hmm.
but we had to speak with security previously. We had to explain them what it was. We had to leave IDs. We had to do a lot of things, and then they let us go in. We went to a food court and took a lot of pictures, but at the same time, we had one of the security guards follow us around us everywhere.
Oh, so you're being escorted, basically.
Yep. Which I don't see it. I don't see it badly. I mean, it's their job, and they have to make sure that everything goes well. They were cool enough to let us go in, but still,
Yeah, that makes sense. I think if I were mall security, I would probably think the same thing.
I was
Yeah.
what I thought about it, but I think it would be I would be looking the other way because
Yeah.
if you're gonna do something, you have a group of people who are dressed as animals, and all security eyes are on them. It's the perfect distraction.
It is.
Go look the
Yeah.
other way. You're missing security somewhere.
Your security is lacking in a specific area.
Yeah. So back to FNAF. What are you cosplaying as?
I will be Mike the security guard, which is cliche, I know. But I have a security outfit that I never get to wear. I'm excited to wear this. It is,
Guys,
yeah,
that wasn't scripted. That was just sheer luck. Okay.
yes. Yeah, I was thinking about it as you were talking. I'm like, oh, well, this is happening. So um, I will be watching my friends. They will be, I will be their chaperone. And I will close all doors if necessary. So, yeah, and hope that the power doesn't run out.
Will you make it out?
Yeah, we should be fine. But if it turns out to be like the ending to Inglorious Bastards, I hope not. Then nobody's making it out. But I was gonna say, there's like the internet is going crazy for one thing.
Yep.
Rightly so. I can't believe this franchise is almost 10 years old for one thing, but also, yeah, I don't think Scott Cawthon ever expected it to grow to this amount of hype, even 10 years later.
If you think about it, it's crazy. You have a movie and people cosplay and everything. It's like, wow.
Yeah. I wonder what he's thinking right now because, as far as I know, I don't think he has the rights to it anymore. And if he does, then it's probably a shared right. I remember there was a kerfuffle about that a few years back when it came out that he was like supporting certain people that were not the best people to support in politics and other things.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he like sold the rights or if he has like any sort of control, but I guess we'll find out when the movie comes out. But what?
I mean, he probably has something. I mean, you one way or the other, he's getting something out of it.
Yep.
So yeah, ADM
Absolutely.
goes for
He he strikes me as an interesting individual. He's, for one thing, he does all the voices in most of the games. So, like, except for like Sister Location and such, but he he was the voice of the phone guy in 1 and 2 and also 3. And then he was like an audio mixer, and he did a bunch of stuff for Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And then when Sister Location came out, I think he was the voice of like the announcer voice that welcomes you, like welcome eggs Benedict, like that guy, and among other things. But yeah, he was like, he literally put the first game together himself, and all he used was like Adobe Premiere, Photoshop, and JPEGs. That's all it was.
Well, that's a good indie developer right there.
Yeah. He
Some people can make it. It just dedication. It can be done. I've
mhm.
I've known a couple of indie games which were amazing, and you see the development studios are like, I don't know, two, three people,
Mhm.
and they make amazing games. When you have a good idea, it kind of goes along.
They do, yeah. It really does. It's a it's a concept that I think people have tried before but never really nailed it because, well, speaking to the American listeners, we had Chuck E. Cheese growing up,
Oh,
and those animatronics were frightening.
talk about Mandela effect
Yes.
that we were talking yesterday.
Hmm. So I remember vaguely seeing like those animatronics growing up, and then half of them worked half the time. So, and then when you grow up a little bit, like when you're in high school, college age, and then like a game comes out that plays on that childhood fear so vividly, you're just like, yeah, okay, this is over, and why do I love this so much?
Well, that is also why things like Hell of a Boss, the episode in which they are at Lululand, went so well. That is also them related to the animatronics at the park, and then Fitzgerald the clown and everything. And there was so much hype about it.
Hmm.
Well, Vivzi and her team made an amazing job at it, and that's why it it ended up blowing up. And which, by the way, I'm very very hyped for the premiere of Hasbin Hotel, which is coming
Oh,
to, I think it was, I can't remember the streaming service, but she actually made it a full season to a streaming service. That is amazing.
hmm.
And she started doing small animations on YouTube,
Hmm.
and now she sold her job to her job. Sorry, she the show to a streaming service. That is awesome.
Really? Huh. So she basically made a show, and someone was like, "Hey, I'll come along and buy that."
She was making two parallel shows, which was Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss.
Hmm.
Has Been Hotel was kind of a bit more tame, and she did the pilot episode for it, and then there were talks that she would continue. But then it went silent, and people were asking, "What's going on with this? Where is it going? Are we going to see any more of it?" And she mainly went to Hell of a Boss, which I love the show. It's in season 3 now, and I love it.
Hmm.
And but it has been had so much potential, and I think it was a month ago that she announced, well, I wasn't able to say anything because we were working on having it in a streaming service, and we have a full season ready, and we're working on season 2.
Huh.
And I was like, whoa, how did this happen? It's
Yeah, they're already ready for action.
Yeah, and
That's crazy.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Me too. I've seen very little of Hell of a Boss. I haven't seen all of it, but from what I have seen, I like it a lot. I like Haida a lot.
What
He's
what
adorable.
what was the other the one that the one that we watched was about the the cats in the Prohibition era.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. That's Lackadaisy.
Lackadaisy, there we go. I love that one.
Yeah, I'm excited for episode 2 and all of season 1. Like, okay, so to those of you who don't know, Lackadaisy is not a new project. It's actually been around for quite a while. And it was only until like the last year that they finally were able to make the first episode, like the pilot, and they uploaded it to YouTube, and it just blew the crap up. Like, it's got like probably 50 million views right now.
And it's
And
amazing.
their GoFundMe blew up too. Like, I think they probably have like $1 million in funding right now because people want to see this happen. And yeah, we watched it. So any of you who are curious, go watch Lackadaisy. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's about a 20-minute short of anthropomorphic cats during the American Prohibition era, which is already insanely awesome to even hear about. Like, they have like Tommy guns, and they're trying to smuggle alcohol, and like there's just like these baddies that are chasing them down.
No
And
spoilers.
yeah, so I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna give away anything else, but that's like the setting of the entire thing.
Yeah,
So
I actually had it in my watch list for a while, but
hmm
it wasn't until you said, "Okay, let's watch this," that I hadn't seen it, and I don't know why. It was just there. It was, I don't know, but the art is amazing, the settings are amazing, the story is really really promising.
yeah,
I can't wait.
I can't either. You know that this is people like putting their creativity out there, and you can tell that these people are seasoned. Like, they've probably had a million other projects before this one.
Yeah, and of course the fandom did its thing, and there's a lot of it fan art, which is really good.
Yeah, Silver Fox on For Affinity is a really awesome artist. She actually did a piece of the mob boss from that episode, and it looks amazing. And I went down in the comments and I read it, and it was like I was surprised to see how many people knew what it was. Like, yeah, the fandom kind of got a hold of this, and it's running with it. So, hey, whatever their creators' names are, I can't remember the studio name, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they're aware of who furries are.
Definitely, yes.
So, good job, fandom. We did it.
And we've been
So,
doing it for a bit, so yeah.
we have, like, we got a hold of Bluey, we got a hold of, Hell of a Boss, we got a hold of multiple other, like a few animes. Uh,
Zootopia.
Zootopia. That was like the king of media right there, was Zootopia. When that movie came out, the fandom lost its mind.
And
And
it was kind of like the, sorry for the analogy, but it was kind of like the gateway drug to a lot of new furs to come out.
yeah, yeah, you're right. I can probably count 3 furs that I know that became furries because of Zootopia. And they're
Yeah.
like close friends too, so. And then it's really weird when you hear about that as a fur who's been in for a long time. Like, I'm about to hit 12 years in the fandom, by the way. And so I started out with Gary's Mod. Like, that's how I became a furry.
Okay,
And
valid.
yeah, and then I'm seeing like all this stuff happening, and then like there were even another analogy would be the bad guys. Some furries became furries because of the
Yeah.
bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's hard to say whether or not Turning Red was another one of those, but it's possible, I guess.
I love Turning Red so much.
It's a good movie. It's like, yeah, I understand the analogy that they're putting here, but it's a big fluffy red panda. How could you not like that?
I wanted one. Build a Bear was selling one, and I wanted it, and I wasn't able to travel,
Aw,
but I wanted one of the red pandas.
aw. I was at Indie FurCon, and I have a picture of it somewhere. I'm pretty sure Blue has it, but these 3 guys dressed up in these inflatable red panda costumes, and they were the red pandas from the movie. And they were just standing around, and people were just getting pictures in front of them, and they just stood there all day long. So that was insanely awesome.
Plus, well, I have to make a mention of this. The music.
Yes.
Fort Town was just amazing. I was stuck on them for months after it.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I look into my Spotify list, I'm probably gonna find something by them.
Probably. Yeah, they good score, and I think like this is another topic for another time. But if you don't have a good music score in your movie, those movies will not be the same. You know, the music makes half the movie, I'm convinced.
I think it what people have it's a good link if you have a good um good music, people are gonna remember it and
Hmm.
they're gonna associate it.
Yeah, like I can't unhear. What is it? Oh, Jungle Boogie. I can't hear Jungle Boogie without thinking of Pulp Fiction. You know, that's just a fact.
Well, but Pulp Fiction is iconic by itself.
Yep.
No need for music, no need for anything.
Nope.
And I think I quote it, if not daily, weekly.
What, Pulp Fiction?
Yep.
We should go get a Royale with cheese after this.
Oh, definitely. And I do sometimes I put mayo on my fries.
I do the same. It's good. I don't care what anybody says. I drown it in that. So, we are at the point of the podcast where we answer a question.
Okay.
This one comes from the very lovely individual from YouTube known as Tony2023. And they asked, what are your Halloween plans this year? You go first.
My Halloween plans. Well, I've been badgering some friends to see what we do. They said there was going to be a fur meet, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but we generally have a Halloween party, which I'm
Mm.
looking forward to. I still don't know what I'm going to be dressing as, but I also have something else planned, which this is my reaction to a screw up.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of days ago, I have a pizza place right at the corner of my house, and they've been here for a bit. I've known them from before because they were from the neighborhood, so we've been good friends since then, and I've been going there almost every single week.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple of days ago, I go there, and I was coming from my mom's place. I was tired. I just wanted to get a pizza and get home, and so the owner is there, the cook is there, the owner's wife is there, and they have overhauled the whole thing, new menus, new things, and everything. And I was like shocked about it. And they were, no, we have everything new. You should check it out and everything. And they put something in front of me saying, no, you can follow us on Instagram now.
Mm.
And say I take out my phone without thinking, oh, okay, let's just scan, follow, and that's it. And then I realized that I had been following them with my furry account,
Oh.
with my furry Instagram account, and they followed me back, and they've been watching my stories.
Mm-hmm.
And funny thing, I was yesterday I was there, and the guy actually asked me about, hey, how was your trip? I saw you were at this museum. Yeah, they follow me on Instagram and it's furry. Okay, fine. So what I'm gonna do on Halloween is actually go in full suit and visit them.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
So yeah, I'm gonna be taking my bag full of props and everything just to take some pictures of them and everything. So yeah, it's kind of my revenge. You wanna see this? Okay, you're gonna be seeing it live.
They're gonna love that, honestly.
I
Yeah.
hope so. Because if not, I'm gonna have to find a new pizza place.
That's okay. It sounds like they're an appreciator, or they're maybe a closet fur and they don't know it.
They're just a yeah. I think they like it.
Yeah.
I hope they like it.
Oh yeah, they're gonna love it. They're, if anybody knows anything about like what the fandom truly is, then they're going to, and they probably, I'm hoping they've heard good things. You
I
know.
don't know. I'll tell you next week.
Okay. Well, hope
Okay, how
that
about
goes
you?
well. Me, well, I'm actually starting today. I'm going to a Halloween themed fur bowl here in about 3 hours, and that's going to be north of me. So I'll be going with a few friends, and we're just gonna go there, have a bowling meet. There's going to be a raffle and some vendors, which is going to be awesome.
Hmm.
Um, I was there one other time and had a great time last time, so I'm excited for that.
I miss bowling.
Um, and then there's the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which we mentioned on
Hmm.
Thursday. And then on Saturday, I believe, next week, I will be hopefully joining some friends downtown of the city I live in, and I will be fursuiting or full suiting down on the block. Now, every year, I live in a college town, so every year my town does a huge Halloween block party. Like they do it up, they block off the roads. Like there's a bunch of open restaurants and bars and places, and there are some vendors there, which is kind of cool. And you just put on a costume or a fursuit or whatever, and you walk around for all night long. Like cops don't care. They just kind of surround the perimeter, make sure that everybody's staying safe. You know, they patrol, but nobody really gets any like issues or hurt or anything like that. So they haven't had an issue in a while, which is good. And yeah, I'll be doing that. And then after that, it's Halloween Day, which I think is on a Tuesday. So I'll be working Halloween Day. So
Yeah, so will I.
I'll also be doing a live stream at some point, like a Halloween themed live stream in the next couple weeks.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, that'll be fun. So I might have some guests on there for that. That'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, so got a lot coming up. A lot coming up for spooky time. And I'm excited.
It's always fun. I like Halloween.
Me too.
Last year, I'm gonna do a bit of a personal story here. Sorry if I'm going over.
You're good.
I it was the first Halloween that I was fully transitioned, and I went as a witch,
Mm-hmm.
and I was fully dressed up, and it was one of the first time in which I really liked how it looked. I think
Mm-hmm.
you saw the pictures of it.
You showed me, I believe.
Yeah, it was
Hmm.
fun.
How did you feel in that time?
Um, it's been a ride. It's been quite a ride. But I felt great. I mean, it's liberating to put it in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still getting around the whole thing, but I'm actually happy,
Yeah.
which is good. I think that's the important part of it.
Yeah. I'm happy
And
for you.
I've been having friends which are mega supportive with this whole thing, and they are one of the reasons why it's been so easy when you have the right people who not only just say, yeah, okay, you're good, but also encourage you and acknowledge you. And even though there's a lot of negativity coming from a lot of places, you can just say, okay, yeah, I must be doing something well right if I have so many people around me who are acknowledging me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great. And shout out, you've been a great supporter as well, and I wouldn't be able to be here if it wasn't for you.
Oh, thank you. And I'm glad that you have that support system that you have because I don't know what it's like to go through that. Like, I'm cis, so it's hard to understand fully what that's like. So, um best I can do and what others can do and encourage those out there as well. Support those you care about, especially in a huge transition like this,
Well, you
you
did
know.
something very, very specific at one point
Hmm?
in which I was feeling insecure, and you told me, um, well, I don't see you as anything else. You show yourself as a female, and that's what you're me. That's it. I'm not gonna be second guessing you or anything,
Hmm.
and that completely boosted my confidence.
Aw. Well, it's true. I don't see you any other way.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for being here. Thank you for also joining me on
Thank
this
you for having me.
little adventure. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next time that we get to talk.
Definitely.
Yep.
You know, I'm always around.
Yeah, I know you are. So, until next time, everybody, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us on this lovely ride. And thank you, Azur, for joining me again today.
No problem. Thank you once more for having it. I know your audience is lovely. I love you all. And little little bite here. Join the server.
Yes, join. Yes, please do enjoy. Sorry, enjoy and also join the server, the Cuddle Den Discord. It'll be a good time, and you won't regret it.
Yeah.
So,
Quick shout out to Nave, who does an amazing job as well.
absolutely. Thank you, Nave, for all that you do if you're listening. So, until next time, I want to leave you with the same encouragement that I do. Remember Sic Parvis Magna, greatness from small beginnings. Never forget where you came from or forget who you are or your humble beginnings. And also, don't forget the people who brought you up. In the same vein, let's not forget that you are who you are. Show your authenticity. Be authentic no matter what. No one can do what you can do the way you can. There has never been anyone like you in this entire world or history. There's no one like you right now, and there never will be another one like you in the future. So, again, thank you, Azur, for joining me. Hope to have you on again. I hope to have you on again soon. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
and if we don't talk until then, audience, then happy Halloween. So
You're all
enjoy
awesome, and we love you.
Yes, enjoy your spooky times. All right, have a good day, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.